feeling a little bit lonely. Doesn't mean that I'm not enjoying it. Just means it's a bit tougher at the moment. But that's all right. I've met a cycle tourer. His name is Sam. Do you want to tell me a bit about yourself, Sam?
I'm a science teacher from the Seattle area, Washington State, US. Very green, very wet, very mountainous, totally not like here.
And what are you doing out here?
I had nothing better to do with my summer. I go on a trip every summer. I'm a teacher and I have time off. So I go off and do something crazy, and this year's crazy.
It's fair enough. It's lovely to meet you. I think I was starting to go a bit mad, not really seeing anyone on the road.
Oh, I hear you. I read all the Ed Abbey books. He's a great environmentalist. And I fell in love with the desert, so every year on spring break, we get a week off. And I go down to the deserts in Utah, and I go fossil hunting. And I have all these little spots all over Utah where the best sunrises and sunsets are.
Got you.
And I'll set up my camp, and I'll sit there for a day until I've watched the sun set and rise, and set and rise again. This is called the Basin and Range, so there's range after range after range of mountains. And at sunrise, you see them hit the peaks one by one by one as it hits each mountain range. And I'm watching the sun come up, and for the first and only time in my life, I felt I am on the earth moving towards the sun instead of the sun rising to see me.
Sure.
You know? And I'm a science teacher, I'm a physics teacher, I know these things, but your brain doesn't feel it. And on that one moment, I could feel myself turning towards the sun.
Dude, you're doing all right. Oh, you're gone. Coming into Mondrabilla now, which is the only roadhouse for the next, I don't know, a few hundred miles, I'm sure. Maybe 100 miles. I'm exaggerating.
Apparently they have Yule.
Ah, yeah, they have bed Yule.
About 1,000 miles to do.
But the brake, the
flam, you know?
Yeah.
Where the spokes in
Yeah.
that was just cracking. So all the spokes were pulling through.
I've never heard of a flange crack.
Nasty, yeah.
Ever.
Well, so the spokes were just pulling through, so all the holes were just breaking. So at first I had one break, and then another one break, and then by the end of it, it was just, I think I only had, yeah, because it's just being straight and all of them, and
Sure.
the wheel was wonky and rubbing against the frame, and so for pretty much 1,000 miles, all I could hear when I was riding was as I was riding.
And that probably makes you wobble more.
So that was pretty nice. But I found someone, a guy called Tachyon in Kazakhstan.
All right, so just camped outside the Mondrabilla Roadhouse. I don't know if you can quite see to the right of me there. That's the Roadhouse. That's pretty much it. Sam, he went. He's paid for a room, so he's like $120 for a room. Or you could just camp here for free, which is what I've done. The people here are very friendly. They said, yeah, you can just get slightly away from the Roadhouse and you can camp. But yeah, today was really good. Really enjoyed meeting Sam, listening to his stories, and just chatting all day is just, it's good. Because usually I'm just out there alone, just riding, and I enjoy it. But, you know, after a kind of 3 weeks of it, it gets a little bit, you can get a little bit bored. And it's just, I feel kind of a bit revitalised after meeting him. So, good timing. And it was just this morning that I was saying I was feeling a bit lonely. But feeling good now. And really looking forward to keeping going across the Nullarbor. I think Sam's going to leave pretty early tomorrow morning, so I won't see him. He'll probably set off unless I can wave at my tent. But that's about it. Gonna go to sleep now because I'm tired, because Sam pushed me hard today. He was riding far too fast. And my little legs just couldn't keep up. Right, good night. miles to the Eucla border. So that's the border between Western Australia, where I am now, and South Australia. Why it's not called Southern Australia, I don't know. Seems a bit inconsistent to me, but there we are. That's Australia for you. Right, gonna keep going, gonna put the camera away. We'll catch up with you later when I'm further down this road. And hopefully I haven't been squished by a road train. You see that hill up ahead? That's the first hill I've seen in about 800 miles. The wind is not favourable at all. It's right in my face. So we'll see. But I'm pretty determined to try and get up this thing, because I'm not going to see another hill like this for probably another 800 miles. See that? That's the sea. That's the Great Australian Bight. I'm cycling alongside it. This road could be really nice if there wasn't a road train coming past every minute. It's not comfortable riding. Another nuisance is the wind is coming in from the sea today, which makes sense. So it's coming across the road, so every time a lorry, either side of the road goes past, I get a bit sucked in, which it just makes me nervous. But yeah, just need to keep an eye out, be a bit vigilant, put the camera away, and we'll just get this section done. All right, let's do this. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take a break, and it looks like there's a caravan parked up at this break rest area as well. So, you know what? Might chat to them, and might have a pleasant evening. We will see.
No, over there in the back.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't mean like the exact.
Yeah, we were there.
Get your map out. Oh, where did we stop last night?
Yeah.
We're on wheel marks. You know.
We've been across this 3 times. We've been across the Nullarbor here, you know, in our time. And once, because we did, as a 9 years, more or less did the same trip that we're doing now. But in between, once before we just sort of came across and had a look around the bottom part of Western Australia and came back again, you know.
How did you manage the 90 miles?
The 90 mile straight, or the, what was it, 146.6?
146.6.
Well,
is it, yeah, kilometre straight. It was alright, yeah, I did it in 2 days. It's a really pleasant evening last night. I met Jack and Emmeline, and they're just travelling around Australia in their caravan. They're heading back home to Adelaide at the moment, so they'll be there in a few days, they think. But they're not doing big distances, they're doing about 300k a day, they said. But it was just a really nice evening, just sitting around the fire and chatting. We had port, which was lovely. 3 glasses of port. They gave me a knife as well, which is really nice of them. I lost my penknife a couple of days ago. I don't know what I did with it, but I just can't find it. So they gave me this, and I made a little duct tape sheath for it as well, so my stuff doesn't get all cut up. But there we are. So I've got a new knife. It's another blustery one today, but weirdly the wind has done a kind of a 180 turn, so now it's coming from the north instead of the south, which is great for me because I'm not getting sucked into the trucks today.
when they go past I can hardly feel it, which is great because it's coming from the left-hand side and they're overtaking me on the right, obviously. So that's good. There is a lorry coming. I might film as he goes past, you know, because today it isn't a two-hand job to keep the unicycle steady. So he's moved to the opposite side of the road, which is great. That's what a lot of the lorries are doing, because it's quite a long road and you can see in both directions. And then he'll overtake me. The wind's reached a point where it's just too dangerous for me to ride anymore, so I'm going to walk a little bit. I was literally just blown across the road. Luckily there was no cars coming, otherwise I don't know what would have happened, but yeah. I'm going to walk for a bit and hope that it's just this section that is really gusty. I'll ride again a bit later if the wind dies down. My day today. Those flies just weren't leaving my face alone. I had like two hands on my face just trying to swat them off. And I think I was hit by some gusts and I came off. And one of the straps for the rear bag of the unicycle is broken. I can fix it, I know I can. I just can't think at the moment. Because the flies just don't leave me alone. Not a permanent solution, but it will do for now. Today really has got the better of me, and it's been a lot of shouting at flies. Obviously they don't listen. Ugh.
Somebody did tell me, I think the girl back at Caledonia or something, that you were riding. My God.
That would have been Annie. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's not worth repeating.
I don't know, I think you must be mad, yeah. But anyway, you obviously got it all worked out.
I was trying to get to a place called Penong today. It's, I don't know, another 18 miles or so. But I don't know if I'll make it before the sun goes down. I thought I had plenty of time, which I would have done. But this wind, it's making me ride at like 5 miles an hour, maybe slower. Alright, you can do this. Let's get there. I do need to keep going. Sometimes you've got to stop for signs. Look at this guy. It's almost like I'm back home. Somerset. 2 miles from Penong. It is almost dark. If I hear anything, then I'm just going to get off the road. But, you know, okay. Let's put this to the test then. There is a car. Oh, yeah, go on then, get off. These roads without hard shoulders, they are dangerous. It's 2 miles, but it's 2 miles I could get killed on, so let's wait for this guy. There's a bit more going on here than the rest of the roadhouses. This isn't a roadhouse, this is like a proper little town. There's still not much going on, but got water, got some biscuits. Pushed the boat out there, that was $7 doing me, but 500 grams of biscuits, why not? That'll be pudding tonight. I'm just going to push off and try and find somewhere dark to put the tent. Might be a bit of a challenge, but we'll find somewhere, I'm sure.
This is my least favourite activity, packing up when it's raining outside. I'm just trying to get everything packed up in here, and then it'll be a kind of frantic dash to get everything on the bike and then start riding. I'm going to get absolutely drenched getting to Ceduna. Anyway, it's all part of it. This is the first morning really that I've left in the wet, so can't really complain. I've been in Australia for a month, so it is what it is. Just got to do it. Ugh. Miserable. Miserable. Oh, no. First time I've stopped for 45 miles. I think that's the furthest I've ever ridden a unicycle without getting off. Check out my hands, they're pruned up like anything. My gloves are soaked through, everything is just soaked through. I was just stopped at there's a fruit check point. I've got no fruit, so it's not a big deal, but I was just stopped here. And I'm pretty much in Ceduna. This was a nasty day. I'm still going to do another mile or so, but we've got this.
Yep, noodles, meat and cheese.
Amazing.
Oh, right, and you've got a bloody movie film now.
I've got a movie film, yeah.
What was I going to say was do you want a massage? I've got a massage chair in there.
I'd go for it, yeah, I'll try that a bit later. What I wanted to say was, this is Lynn.
Hi.
She collects strays, mainly dogs and cats, but today I'm her stray. we met outside the supermarket. I was just buying some food, and she says, "Hey, do you want a bed for the night?" And at this point I was soaking wet, I was shivering cold, and Lynn says, "You can have a bed." So thank you very much, Lynn.
You're welcome.
And it's really nice to be somewhere warm and to have such nice company tonight.
Cool. Yep, I'm glad you... No, I haven't rang Jay yet. You switched it off?
No, it's still on. I'm still rolling.
I've got to make a phone call. Switch it off. Down on it to get your feet in if your legs are too long.
Okay, yeah, there we go. That's it.
Yeah, put your feet in there, that's it.
That's a weird torture device. Just need to relax. I'm kind of fighting against it.
Yeah, just relax and take it in. You enjoy it more.
So Lynn has very kindly said that I can stay here today and fix some stuff and rest up a little bit, because I've had no days off for like 18 days or something. Last time was in Widgie, so this is my first day off since that time. So I'm looking forward to just getting a few bits and bobs done and catching up on internet and that kind of stuff. But yeah, first jobs to do, but very kind of Lynn to kind of take me in yesterday and say that I can stay here today. Gonna be productive. So I was just taking apart the bike or the unicycle, and I saw the front handlebar where my handlebars fit, the front bar that holds those. And I saw it was kind of bent down quite a lot, and over time, I think from dropping it a few times, it has bent the seat post. So I thought, okay, I'll take things apart, I'll get to the seat post, and I'll bash it back into position. Got the seat post out. It's got a crack right the way through it. So I'm not going to be bending that back anytime soon. In fact, I'm screwed if that breaks. This is a non-standard seat post, and it's got a big crack through the middle of it.
Thing holding it together until you can get that piece.
We'll see. Yeah. So at least that if that goes across it shouldn't break. I don't know. It's
hopefully, yeah. If it does break, you're up shit's creek.
Well, yeah.
You're riding with a pole.
Quite literally.
Riding with a pole up your ass.
Pretty much.
Yeah, there's a little grub screw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought, if you could get that out, you could, as you said, cut it off and just reinsert the head.
That's what I was thinking, and then kind of friction fit it.
Yeah.
Because that would be a
That'd be only option, actually.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, because of the setup.
Okay, I'm going to have a play with this
All right.
before the day gets too late. I'll get
All
back
right,
to you.
yeah, keep us posted. If you need something, just give us a call.
Cheers, Peter. All right, bye-bye.
All right, cheers, bye.
Right. Gonna try not to destroy this. So I think this guy, he's glued in. So we're going to try heat gun. Hopefully that'll melt the glue and allow me to pull out the bit of metal that I just pull out. Given up on the heat gun, going to try a Dremel instead. Oh yeah. About there. So I've reversed the seat post, and I've been able to file down the, I don't know what you call this bit, the seat attachment point, and that's not going anywhere, so that should work. I think we've fixed it.
Took a long time.
Worth it though. So with any luck, that's a good fix, and that'll at least last me until I get to maybe Adelaide, and then I'll get a spare one there. Yeah, bit surprised actually. wasn't too promising this morning when I opened this up and I saw that crack. But I think we fixed it. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll meet Mark Beaumont. Mark Beaumont is coming through in like half an hour. I thought the fix I'd made had worked, but look at this.
In a bit of a fluster at the moment.
10 minutes till Mark comes, the seat is still loose. The seat is now kind of solid.
And he's up.
Hi! No! Is he up ahead? Oh no! Shit!
Want to jump in with us?
Yes!